Holiday season underway tonight in Berlin with a tree lighting ceremony serving as a memorial for many people who lost their loved ones. Hundreds of people gathered for the official flip of the switch at Nathan Strong Park. The event, which was launched 15 years ago with just a handful of trees, has since expanded to include more than 170 trees, with the majority of them serving as memorials. Many people decorate their sponsored tree with the loved ones' ornaments, including pictures of their family members and other sentimental items.
This whole park is so awesome, and the fact that they do this for families that just want to memorialize their people that they loved so much. And the small town feel and just how much everybody comes out and just pays their respects for all their loved ones.
If you'd like to check out the display, the trees will be lit from dusk until dawn every day through January 5th. Beautiful.